I think it has become kind of a theme now where every time I do one of these videos where I talk about the books I read, I have to do them in a different location because last time we filmed in front of the window, now we are in front of my computer, and I think I like this. I think we are just going to keep going like this. But hey, it's me, the guy who lies to you in every videos. So this month I read 3 books, and don't you dare bring up what I said in the last video. I am going to give myself a task to read 4 to 5 books.
So that was a fucking lie.
Don't you dare, I'm watching you. But this month was quite chilly for book reading because out of the 3 books that I read, 2 of them were based on the Antarctic, and by chance, the whole weather last month around my place was really good. There were like storms, there was a lot of rain, and it was very chilly. So it got me quite in the mood to read those kind of books. The first book I read this month was At the Mountains of Madness by H.P. Lovecraft. As I mentioned in the previous video that I'm just going to reread this book because the first time I read that book, I don't think I really completed it. I was not quite at the end, but I dropped the book. I don't know for some reason, maybe, I'm not sure. But I'm so glad I revisited that book again because god damn, I love H.P. Lovecraft. I mean, I have made it pretty clear in the past videos with like all the H.P. Lovecraft references and how much I love the guy. H.P. Lovecraft has a very particular way of writing that I like. Even though the things he talks about are very hard to believe, but at the same time they are very believable because they are so grounded in science and so grounded in reality, and the way he uses his words and the way he conveys stuff, it's so like it just hits you and you just feel it, and you feel like it is all very real. It like, even while reading this book, at one point I actually forgot that I was reading a fiction book because there were some parts where they were talking about some personalities and people that were all fictional, and I thought they were actual personality, and I searched them up, and turns out they weren't actually real people. Now, a case can be made where you guys say that I am just dumb, but I don't think that's it. I think that's how you know you are reading a very good writer, and you are reading someone who knows what they are doing, because you just get so immersed that you just forget that you are in a fantasy world or in a fantasy setting. Let me just give you the premise of the book. Don't worry, I won't really give any spoilers to you, but the premise of the Mountains of Madness is mainly this. There are a few group of researchers and scientists which go to Antarctica to research stuff and to find some like artifacts or something, or maybe some bones of ancient animals, to just learn more about the earth. And when they're doing their research in Antarctica and just finding stuff, they stumble upon something really horrifying and interesting, which absolutely blows them away. And the story just elevates from there and keeps going, and it devolves into this extreme mystery of what they are finding. They don't even know what they are finding, and it's really fun. If you are, I would say, if you're not even a horror fan, I would recommend you read this book because that's how good it is. It has this mystery element to it, it has this horror element to it, and of course the cosmic horror element of it is absolutely insane. But it has this, like, when you start reading it, it instantly grasps you, and it's like the whole way through you don't feel bored at all because it just keeps ramping up. There are some books which have these curves where they are interesting in the start, then they dip, then they're interesting, and then they dip. But I don't really think At the Mountains of Madness suffers from that. To be honest, that isn't really a bad thing if the book has dips, but At the Mountains of Madness is just an amazing book throughout, and it's so good that while you are reading it, you don't feel bored at any point. And when it ended, I was like, oh man, I felt kind of sad. You know, you get that feeling whenever you complete a really good book or a really good game, even, that damn, what the fuck am I going to do now? And I didn't really read anything for like 2 or 3 days after that because I just couldn't. I just wanted to sit in that vibe that At the Mountains of Madness gave me. And it is an overall amazing book. If you want to get into horror, if you want to get into mystery books, if you haven't read any, or if you are a big fan and you haven't tried At the Mountains of Madness, you have to absolutely try this book, because this book, I think 99% of the people, or maybe 99 is a bit big, maybe 90% of the people who read this book are going to really enjoy this book. some of the other titles of H.P. Lovecraft, like The Call of Cthulhu, let's say, they are very good. I mean, I personally absolutely love them, but they aren't really for quite some people. And if you have read H.P. Lovecraft before and it wasn't really your cup of tea, I would like to encourage you to give it a try, but read this book instead. Even if you read Call of Cthulhu, this video isn't really going to talk about Call of Cthulhu, but that book is very timid and tame compared to this one. So if you have given H.P. Lovecraft a try and it wasn't your thing, you have to try it and start by reading this book, At the Mountains of Madness. I am sure you are absolutely going to love it. I think the twists and turns that happen in this book are so unexpected. Like, even though I have read it before and I did remember some of it, I still got shocked by some of the things that happen in this book, because he just always throws you a curveball. Whenever you absolutely get it and you know what's happening, you absolutely get thrown a curveball. And I think that part of the book is really fun. I like reading mystery like that, because I feel like most of the mystery books or horror books that are out there, you start reading them and about 40% through, you do get whatever the fuck is happening. You can just there's an intuition when you read a lot of like books and consume a lot of content and media. You get this intuition which tells you the twist that will happen in a movie and or maybe a season or a book. But this book really gives you some curveballs at some points. The second book I read this month was The Three Body Problem, and we need to talk about this book, cause give me a second, cause I have been trying to read this book for the past 3 months. I read the first few pages, I was like, meh, it isn't really my thing, dropped it. Someone encouraged me to read it again, read a few pages more, and I was like, nah, it isn't really for me, dropped it. But then the same person encouraged me and he said, dude, you have to give it a try, and I'm sure you are going to love it. If you love H.P. Lovecraft, you are going to love this book. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I read a few pages of this book and it has nothing to do with the style of H.P. Lovecraft or like that kind of horror that you're looking for. Like, how can this book give that to me? But I decided to keep an open mind and give it a try. And god damn, this book is good. But it has so many problems. I mean, that isn't really necessarily a bad thing. It is really an amazing book. But we have to discuss the problem it has, because the start of this book is so goddamn weird. I was thinking that in this video I might explain the premise of this book to you, but I can't really even do that, because if I do that, you'll pretty much know the story of it. So you have to read this book a try. But the start of this book is so weird. Like the first few pages, let's say the first 30 pages are so slow, and on top of that, they feel so preachy. I'll just tell you the setting of this book. This book is like in the setting of around 1960, 1950, and it is set in a world which is very anti-capitalism and anti-America and all that, and it is set in China. And in the start, it just feels like a political mess of a book. In the start, well, when I started reading the book, I really thought this was just some political commentary book, and I wasn't really interested in that. But you can't blame me for that, because that's exactly how it starts. In the first few pages, it feels so preachy. Like, while reading the first few pages, I felt like the book was constantly telling me capitalism bad, America bad, and that didn't really set quite right with me. But in the middle, once you get through that first part, which is quite boring and slow, holy shit, the book opens up. And I think the book really struggles from the first part. And I also think the first part could have been done way better to make the book more interesting. But if you haven't tried it, or if you tried it and like me dropped it halfway, try it. This book is not at all what you think. Three Body Problem is... I know Three Body Problem is a quite known book and people love it and regard it as one of the best sci-fi novels. But some of you who have read it, or who haven't read it, or who started it and didn't like it, might be suffering from the same thing I suffered from, which was the book isn't just interesting in the start, and you don't really know what the fuck the book is about. But once you get past that part, the story just opens up so damn much, and it is this whole world of intricacies and these whole new characters and such amazing plot twists, and it just keeps opening up and up and up and up, and while you're reading it you're like, dude, this is just so much information, and this is just such a big world to understand, and what the fuck is happening in the world. It has such a huge story, but there's no way to get to that part before going through the first part, which is the weakest part of the book. I think the ending of this book is a quite bit weak as well, on the weaker side, but it is completely worth it to read it all the way through, because that's how amazing this book is. And I still like Dune better, but that's just personal preference. I don't really like to compare books, but to me the setting of Dune is much better. But that does not mean this book is any like point lower than Dune or anything like that. This book is such a great sci-fi piece that I am surprised it took people so long to adopt this book, because I think the season just came out. I haven't really seen the season of Three Body Problem that just came out, but I am shocked it took so long for people to adopt this, because the book has such an amazing plot, and a plot where it can be so easily adopted to a season. I mean, watch me be extremely wrong when I watch the season and it isn't really good, but the book feels so easily adoptable to a film, and it's so easy to consume for most people if you get past that first part, that I was shocked to see that it hasn't gotten a movie or a season yet. But now it has, and I'll definitely watch it, but I haven't watched it right now. Some of the parts in this book are so damn interesting. I was listening to it, I listened to the audiobook version, I was listening to it in the gym, and when I got to those parts, I just dropped everything. I just sat down and listened to those parts very, very carefully, because they were so well written and so well done. And to the person who told me that it really is like H.P. Lovecraft, I completely agree, because H.P. Lovecraft has this style of like grounding things to reality and using scientific terms to explain stuff, and this book does absolutely the same. While being such an expansive world, it really likes to ground itself to like reality and some real life aspects of science, and I really love that about the book. I feel like when a fantasy / fiction novel grounds itself to reality and human principles and the world we live in, it really makes it that much more interesting, because you can feel a relatability to it, even though you are not a scientist going on Antarctican trips, but you can feel that relatability, that you are living in the same world. The people who are living in the book are living in the same world as you, and I feel like that really helps you connect with the characters and the books. But overall, absolutely amazing book and absolutely worth a try. Just take a deep breath and try to get past the first few chapters of the book and the preachiness that follows the first few chapters, and you are going to have an absolute blast while reading the book. The third book that I read this month, I wasn't really planning on reading. It just came up, I saw it, and I was like, I have already read At the Mountains of Madness, which was in Antarctica, and might as well read this as well. And that book was Endurance. Reading Endurance just after finishing At the Mountains of Madness was a really fun experience, because for some reason, even though the Endurance is not really a horror book, it gave it that element, because they are both based in Antarctica and they both have scientists in them doing their research. Endurance is based on a true story of Shackleton and his crew. There were a few group of scientists who went to Antarctica to do some research. I think before the Titanic or after Titanic, I'm not really sure. I think it was before. When they went to Antarctica, they faced some issues where their ship got broken, and that really tells you something. That happened to a few scientists, and they still decided to send Titanic to Antarctica or in that region. What the fuck? But Endurance is basically the whole story of that crew, and how actually amazingly all of the crew survived. They were in Antarctica for 6 months without any communication to the world, without any real supplies of food and stuff. It was a crew of a lot of people. I don't really remember the exact number, because it has been a week since I read the book, and it is a story about how they all survived that trip. They were there for 6 months without any real supplies, without any real food, or any communication to the outside world, and all of them got out of Antarctica completely unharmed and alive without any casualties, which is a really rare case, because in these sort of situations bad stuff tends to happen a lot. But it's a real life story where it tells you about that whole journey and whatever happened in that journey, and how they were able to get out alive out of Antarctica, and how they managed to fix their situation up and manage everything and faced problems that happened there. And it is a really eye-opening thing. Reading this book was very fascinating, because while reading it you get to realize what kind of thoughts people get in these kind of situations, and what kind of problems can arise, and how a group of people can really get together and like fix those problems. And the book really shows how having a good leader, or a person you can look towards or ask for guidance, or a capable person who actually knows how to lead people properly, can help in these situations and goes a long way. And I don't really have much thoughts about this book, because it was a good book, it was a fun read. If you are interested in a story where scientists went to Antarctica and they almost died, and you want to see how they survived, it is a really good book, and it shows you a lot about teamwork and people's psychologies and leadership in this book. So it's overall a very good book. I don't really have much thoughts on it, because I can't really think it isn't really a fantasy book where I can like critique if the aliens were good enough. So I don't really have any more thoughts on it. But if you are interested in that sort of stuff which I just explained, you should definitely check it out. And you all know what time it is now. It is time to lie to you guys again. So this month's lie is that I'm going to read 3 books next month. 2 of them are going to be the next 2 parts of Three Body Problem, which is Death's End and The Dark Forest. Opposite, The Dark Forest comes first and then Death's End. I am going to read those 2 books, and then I am going to read Crime and Punishment, which I couldn't read this month because I am a liar. To be honest, I just didn't get time to read it. But yeah, so next month I'm going to read these 3 books, The Dark Forest, Death's End and Crime and Punishment, and I hope I can read them. I'm not too busy with other stuff, but I will try my best. And that was it for this video. And that was it for the books that I read last month and talking about them. If you want to read the books that I'm going to read this month with me, be sure to read them, and then we can discuss in comments later on. And yeah, that would be it for today's video. See you.